Tremendous cause of peace in war times. This is a new topic we finna go on. It's very important and special. It's called "What Type of Spirit Do You Have?" I want to send a special shout out to Auntie Jutah for teaching me and keeping everything going in the name of NOOPOOH. This is definitely one of the things that I contacted her and asked her about, which is giving me more information on Noon in general and all correct information as it pertains to what we need to be knowing at this time. I want to send a special shout out to my ruling planet, Saturn, aka Saturn, that's helping me with these restrictions and these laws and getting all this stuff together in lines as we move forward. Without further ado, let's begin. Listen to Sound Right Cosmic Reason in an old video called How Oxygen is Used to Possess Human Beings, Part 2 Upgrade Edition. Premiered August 23rd, 2022. This writer spoke about what was 6 ether, which was helium, 2 electrons, 2 neutrons, and 2 protons. Five ether was nitrogen. Nearly all of Earth's atmosphere is made up of only 5 gases: nitrogen, oxygen, water vapor, argon, and carbon dioxide. 4 ether was methane, carbon, CH4. And 3 ether is solar neutrinos called ghost particles. 9 ether in the top half is hydrogen, helium, and oxygen combined with other 96 elements waiting to be used for growth almost 5 billion years ago. Listen to reason. To put it another way, spirit beings are programmers and controllers who follow the dictates of their natures, which are parts of the nature. In other words, spirit beings are the angels of the one supreme being, omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscient nature, and they do what comes natural and what the brain concentration that created them commands. The brain of a universe orb or body is located in the center of that star, planet, or satellite, and that brain controls persons and things by emanating ether energy and creating spirit beings to program, coordinate, and execute activities of the smash circle order through persons and things. Spirits are the dead, the spirit dead, and they have power over the living in the bottom half of the smash circle of order to the extent that the nature extends that power. Let it be, remember, always let it be known. Nature, Book 1, page 78. Now that we have read again that the spirit beings are created by either a star, planet, or satellite, it only stood to reason to this writer that studying the natal chart and the zodiac signs that rule human beings by way of the orbs, then studying the gases on each orb would reveal what ether spirit rules over the human as its personal controller. Let this be known. Now let us begin. The first orb is our sun NOOPOOH, who represents the Leo sign. It's made up of hydrogen and helium. Helium is 6 ether. So if you are a Leo, congratulations, you now know how to understand your spirit self by using NOOPOOH and Noon science. In the gematria, 6 ether comes out to 9. Leo sign comes out to 9. The second orb is our moon NOOPOOH, who represents Cancer, and Scorpio as Pluto and Noon signs. The ether NOOPOOH emanates as methane, CH4, which is 4 ether. So if you are a Cancer or Scorpio, congratulations, you now know how to understand your spirit self by using NOOPOOH and Noon signs. CH4 is a chemical formula for methane. CH4 comes out to 15, 15, 4 to 7, and 11. The moon comes out to 57, 21, 51, and 15. But the numbers that line up is the 15 is why I put it there. The third orb is Auntie Mercury Mary, who represents Gemini and Virgo. The gas she emanates is carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is a death gas that, when mixed with methane, 4 ether, creates climate change that powers up Ghost Guard in the atmosphere. Carbon, or CO2, has 3 elements, 2 oxygen and 1 carbon. These 2 oxygen elements allow her to possess human beings. Refer to the videos this writer did explain how oxygen is used to possess human beings on his YouTube. Alright, CO2. In Noon signs, the moon god Tahuti carries her name because she and he are chemically compatible. Plus, the moon and Mercury look a lot alike. Tahoot is able to go between oxygen, like all spirit beings, and 4 ether carbon and 3 ether ghost neutrinos. The moon gods' individual spirit powers are the planets and satellites of the universes, and they are countless in number because the universe of infinite nature are countless. The moon god of planet Earth has members and parts called by different names by different people in different languages. Names such as Star, Serapis, Hermes, Anubis, Mercury, Ogun, Sin, Siva, Shiva, Yahweh, Jehovah, Elohim, Java, etc. The moon gods are opposite of the sun gods by nature because sun gods represent life and the living and moon gods represent death and the dead, whereas the sun gods and earth gods, end quote. Nature Book 2, page 147 in part. Note it says moon gods are individual powers of the planets and satellites, which means the moon gods do work for other orbs besides the moons they come from. Remember this well. See, carbon dioxide is 75. Yahweh Thoth and Sin equals 75. So if you're a Gemini and Virgo, congratulations, you have a 3 ether carbon spirit. Now you know how to understand your spirit self and use NOOPOOH and Noon science. The 4th orb is Venus. Venus rules Taurus and Libra. This is her atmosphere as listed. She has 96% carbon dioxide, 3.5% nitrogen. Trace amounts of other gases are present, including carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, water vapor, argon, and helium. Alright. We see Venus has 3 ether carbon dioxide in her atmosphere, 5 ether nitrogen in her atmosphere, water vapor, which is H2O, which is 3 ether. Then you have carbon monoxide, which is 2 ether. What is carbon monoxide? Carbon monoxide is a chemical compound which contains 1 carbon atom and 1 oxygen atom, and is also a colorless and odorless gas. Unlike CO2, it is clearly human-made. It is not naturally present in the atmosphere. In time, we are now at the end of 3 on the circle, and Nubian forces 9 are beginning to pull us Nubas up by mind and time. The bottom half of the circle of time is 6, the dead, and the top half of the circle is 9, the living. So we are now headed back toward the living in mind, and our physical activities will follow. The position of the other digits around the circle are determined by 9, because 9 being the highest digit, of course, its position must be at the top of the circle. Notice in this drawing that the digits 2 and 1 and the cipher successfully reverse the rotation of the circle to a clockwise spin, which is the spin of chaos and spin matter and time. 9 ball 3, number 3. In other words, when the time comes that evolution degenerates matter below the strength of 3, the cycle of the Caucasian race and ghosts, the universe will then start breaking up and return to primeval chaos. A counterclockwise rotation in space, matter, and time is order. That is the universe. Listen to reason. 2 ether and 3 ether are just what you see. 2 and 3 gases, or elements. 2 or 3 elements. 2 ether exists, and so does 1 ether. If all the life-sustaining gases fall below 3 altogether, which they will 72 million years from now, the universes are on their way out. Venus represents 20, CO2 is 20. Let this reader add, 3 ether isn't all ghost neutrinos, but they are in a invisible state to the eye. And that's what I wanted y'all to, to make sure you see that. Because Ghost Guard is 3 ether neutrinos. But 3 ether, you can have 3 ether and it not be ghosts. He was explaining that Ghost Guard is 3 ether, but doesn't mean that all gases are 3 ether ghosts. As you move forward in this information, you start to see that. So it's like here, sulfur dioxide is 3 ether. See, it's 3 gases, but it's not ghost though. So it's a difference. And the reason why these are not ghosts, because ghosts passes through. It doesn't stay. These gases, even though there are 3 gases, they are able to stay within a human being, like sulfur. We take sublime sulfur, and sulfur definitely deals with burning. Now, sulfur can't kill you if you don't know what you're doing, but it still is composed of 3 gases. All right, so don't get it twisted. 3 ether ghost is a portion. It's 3 ether gases that have been stripped and it has evolved into ghosts. But these are here 3 ether gases that are not ghosts. Argon is 1 ether because it's 1 gas, and you got the 7 noble gases. So those are 1 ether, and they sit off by themselves. But those are not gases that will affect life to a certain extent. But if enough of those 99 gases start to keep dropping from the level of gases it would take to keep life going, that's how you know we're on the way out of here. And helium, which is 6 ether. So Venus has multiple choices from 6 ether to 3 ether. Alright, so that's the thing with Venus. She's able, because of the different gases she has on her planet, she can use 6 to 3. So she can possess somebody with 6 ether, 5 ether, 4 ether, 3 ether. She got multi-talented. Next is Marsha. Mars, she rules Aries and Scorpio. Her dominant gas is carbon dioxide, 3 ether. The results Sam spit out confirmed the makeup of the methane atmosphere at the surface: 95% by volume of carbon dioxide, CO2, 2% molecular nitrogen, N2 argon, 0.16% molecular oxygen, 0.2, and 0.06 carbon monoxide. So carbon dioxide, which is I think it's 3 ether. What is that? 3 ether? Carbon dioxide. I'm sorry. So congratulations. If you are Aries or Scorpio, you now know how to understand your spirit self. Now you can use NOOPOOH and Noon to understand yourself. All right. This is carbon dioxide, which is 3 gases, 2 oxygen and 1 carbon. Carbon dioxide came out to 69, which is 15. 1 plus 5 is 6. But we're just dealing with the numbers matching gematria style. So you got carbon dioxide, then you got a red planet of war, which is, we all know that Mars is Aries zodiac sign, the planet of war. And both is full reduction on top of that. Next is Jupiter. She rules Sagittarius and Pisces. Her most dominant gas is 90% hydrogen, 10% helium. Both gases are forms of 6 ether. So congratulations, you now know how to understand your spirit self. Now you can use NOOPOOH and Noon to understand yourself. Next is Saturn. She represents Capricorn. Her dominant gas was 75% hydrogen and 25% helium. Both are forms of 6 ether. Congratulations, you now know how to understand your spirit self. Now you can use NOOPOOH and Noon to understand yourself. Next is Saruna. Uranus, she rules Aquarius. She has 82.5% of hydrogen and 15.2% helium and 2.3% methane. So she has access to possess you using 6 ether or 3 ether carbon. So congratulations, you now know how to understand your spirit self. Now you can use NOOPOOH and Noon to understand yourself. Next is Auntie Neptune, she rules Pisces. These are the gases she has mostly. Neptune's thick atmosphere is mostly hydrogen with small amounts of helium and methane. It is the absorption of red light by methane which gives Neptune this very blue coloration. Atmosphere hydrogen 80%, helium 18.5%, 19% methane, 1.5% hydrogen deuteride, and 192 parts per million. We already know how hydrogen and helium are forms of 6 ether, and methane is 4 ether, so Neptune can possess people with either 6 ether or 4 ether gases. Neptune gematria comes out to 32, helium gematria comes out to 32. Congratulations, you are Pisces, because you can now understand your spirit self, And now use NOOPOOH and Noon Science to help yourself. Stay tuned for more parts. True mental cause and peace, and one.